questions.
The P4P Institute is a consulting and HR firm. The consulting and HR firm specialist in developing solutions for various businesses, various careers, and individuals as well. So we have several solutions, cutting-edge solutions that we provide as an organization. We bring professional business discipline to HR, as it were. We're also a company with a global outlook, a medium-sized company with a global outlook. And we deliver superior shareholder value, we deliver superior clients, as well as superior people through our solutions. So some of our brands, as you can see, you can now see on your screen. We have our Let's Read platform. It's a platform where we basically summarize some of the most intellectual books of modern times in about 15 minutes, about 6 to 7 pages. It's a summary that you should be able to cover in about 15 minutes. So every day of the week, there are different books that are provided on that platform. Summarize different categories of life, as it were. So we have our e-learning platform as well, Provacity. If you can just look below, you see it. Provacity.co is our e-learning platform. We have so many courses online there that one can take in personal development and business development, as it were. We also have our HR management platform, HR1 Recruiter. We plan to officially push that out very soon. But basically, these are some of our brands, our flagship that we have across different platforms for business solutions, for career solutions. And like I said earlier, we have different solutions that attend to different needs, as it were. HR solutions, career solutions, business solutions, entrepreneurship solutions, talent management solutions. We also have training programs for the HR staff, HR resources. Okay, so I am your host for today, and my name is Negimaya James. On today's P4P Talks webinar, we'll be speaking on Executive Presence Program. There are a few protocols that we would like everyone to adhere to as the session goes off. So if you have your audio on, I can hear a few interferences. So if you have your audio on, kindly turn it off, kindly mute it. If you have your video on, you should also turn it off. The facilitator, I'm sure at some point in time, will call on 1 or 2 persons to say 1 or 2 things, or you would want to ask a question. So you may only turn it back on, that's your audio, on the facilitator's invitation. If you have comments, if you have questions, if you have concerns, suggestions, as it were, our comment section is available to you. I'm sure our facilitator will, from time to time, go into that chat box to attend to each of these questions and comments. So our facilitator for today is Mr. Olugbenga Onibede. So a brief introduction before he assumes the stage, so to say. Mr. Benga Onipede is a highly resourceful business professional with extensive knowledge of the financial sector, extensive knowledge of the capital markets, consulting, and social sector as well. He's an industrial mathematician by education from the Federal University of Akure. He started out as an assistant banking officer. He has also assumed roles of team lead, career development, and as a strategy consultant for SPNS Consulting. He has over 12 years of experience across both financial sector and the human capital development space. He's a member of the Association of Professionals in Business Management. He's trained in systems, application products, HR module, international trade finance, leadership, amongst a host of others. He is currently the founding dean of Leeds Business School. So Mr. Olubenga Onikwede will take the stage now. So if you can hear me, thank you for joining us. The stage is
Thank you so much, Nam. God bless you. Thank you so much. Wow. So, I was just wondering, you're reading about me, and I'm just here like, what's going on here? So let's have fun. Let's have fun today. Ikechukwu, can you just wave your hand in the chat box? Trying to see so that I want to be sure you can hear me. Big Root, can you just wave your hand in the chat box?
So you can share your screen now.
Okay, no, before I share my screen, I want to be sure that you can hear. Okay, let me share my screen. Hold on. One minute, please. Let me. Did you make me the co-host? Yes. Yes, you did. 1 minute, please. Okay. Not giving me, I can't see that here. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. I'm having a problem with my system, please. Hold on. Where is it from? I need to log out and log in again. My system is hanging. Wow. I'm back to use my phone right away. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me, please? What's wrong? Okay. My system. Let me quickly log out and log in. 1 minute, please. Here. Okay, you can hear me. Thank you very much. I'm trying to. My system is just hanging, and I'm trying to just not shut it down to just give it some few minutes. We'll be looking at executive presence today. I will share it shortly now. Executive presence. Executive presence. Okay, coming back. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me now. Thank you, everybody. So we'll be putting the subject topic, executive presence. So can you drop it in the chat if you can see my screen? Let me chat you up in the chat. Can you see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Can you all see the screen? Okay. Thank you very much, Ikechukwu. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. So we're doing executive presence. I won't take your time. We'll just wrap it up. It's going to be a conversation. It's going to be a discussion. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. We're going to have interaction. Please do not hesitate to raise up your hand or drop a message in the chat box so that I can respond to your answers, to your questions. Sorry. Please feel free. It is an adult class, and we just want to discuss the subject matter, executive presence. So, what is executive presence? And why is it important? Like the introduction said, it's important that if you're going to build a career, I'm sure that you don't want to stop at the mid-level. You don't want to stop at just crawling. You want to build a sustainable career that takes you to the peak. For you to get to the peak, there are basic fundamentals. There are things, apart from our educational qualifications, there are things we need to pay attention to. There are things that we ought to pay utmost priority to. There are things that we should not neglect. So I've been privileged to work in several places, and I've been using life scenarios. Some people, I'm trying to type. Some people, they are so good technically. They are so good, but they have the required, they lack basic things that should push them or take them to the next level. Just top of my head here, a guy I work with, I won't mention the name of the place. Very sound guy, very sound guy. But I was so shocked when my MD said the best it could be is a backbench person. I said, why? So yeah, he knows the job. He's technical, he has the technical study and all of that. But he doesn't have what it takes, the comportment and everything to represent the organization. Oh, thank you very much, Gloria. I need people to respond. So I want to be sure everybody is hearing me as I'm taking it. Please kindly drop it on the chat room there. If you're hearing, you can hear what I'm saying. Please drop it in. This is to help me know that the communication is two-way. I'm not just talking to myself. I just needed to be sure that our communication is a two-way. I'm talking, you're listening, and you can hear me. Please drop it in the chat room if you can hear me. Do me that favor ASAP. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for doing that. So, it's only Gloria that has responded. Only Gloria that has responded that can hear me. So, Gloria, can you unmute? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I can hear you very well, clearly.
Thank you very much. You are the only one that has responded. Other people have not responded.
Yes, I'm sure they can hear you. I'm sure they can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Since I can hear you, they can hear you.
What is executive presence? So I have a diagram here that shows, I'm going to get to executive presence is a dynamic mix of three things. Number one, communication. Number two, gravitas. Number three, appearance. I repeat. Number one, communication. Number two, gravitas. Number three, appearance. And I've tried to do a survey from Center for Talent Innovation. The statistics you see on the screen is from Center for Talent Innovation 2014. So a survey was conducted, and this is what it carries. That communication is 28%, appearance is 5%, how you act is 67%. I repeat, this survey was conducted by Center for Talent Innovation. That was the source of this statistic. And it said executive presence is a dynamic mix of three things. Number one, communication. That is how you speak. Now, we can go on and on to break that down. That is wild. That is why it is massive on its own. So it's beyond how you speak alone. You talk about body language, you talk about sensitivity, you talk about quite a whole lot of things. Communication is beyond talking. We all know that, everybody on here. It is way, way beyond just speaking. Sorry. It is way, way beyond talking and speaking. There is much more. There's a listening part of communication. There is a listening part of communication. Critical. There is a listening part of communication. Because you might actually be talking to me. If I don't listen to you, then something is missing. So gravitas is how you are. We're going to look at all of that anyway, and appearance, how we look. If you're this part of this world, they say dressing is critical to our success factor. That is why you will notice there is a particular way pilot dresses. There is a particular way those that in the hotel management business dresses. There is a way those in the financial sector dresses. There's a particular way people dress, and this affects a lot of things. It affects a lot of things. So professionally, they are dressing habits, pattern, sorry. Also, dressing is beyond you wearing clothes anyway. So we'll get into that so I don't bore you. So we go to the next. How to build executive presence. I'm going to stay on this link. So he said, how do professionals with executive presence act? So it's important that we dwell on this. He said they are composed. I don't know. So let me throw a question to the house. So, and I need us to talk. Hello, somebody's interfering us. So
Yeah,
I'll be calling him. Ruth, what do you understand by being composed? When you say somebody is composed, I need us to speak. When they say somebody is composed, I want to hear us speak. I'm not the only one speaking here. It's an interactive class. I have Ikechiku, I have Oluwa Tamilore. So I need us to contribute. What do we, when they say somebody is composed, what comes to your mind? What are you, what are the things you're looking at when they say somebody is composed?
okay. Good afternoon, sir. I think the first thing that comes to mind is decorum.
That's
Is
the
that
right word, decorum. Thank you, Oluwa Tamilore. Thank you. Ikechiku, can you just give us something? Oluwa Tamilore said decorum. I need us to contribute. Oh, Ruth said it means you are confident about yourself. Thank you very much. Thank you for that contribution. Amazing. So let's do a bit of going in. You know why we need to flog this? Basically, if you're raised in Africa, I use the word Africa because it's been proven. The chances of you having a self-confidence is very low, especially Nigeria, whereby you are raised by an African parent, except for the children we're giving birth to now. There is a way they talk to us. There is a way we were raised with fear. How many of you agree with me? Just drop it up there with fear. Fear. I'm not talking if you're born in the year 2004 though. Thank you very much, Rose. So, especially the way our parents were raised. Now, every human being performs to the best of their knowledge per time. You cannot do beyond what you know. You can only, thank you very much, Oluwa Tamilore. So, the female gender have been the one that has suffered this the most. I'm going back, I'm doing a bit of history, just so that we can be on the same page. They suffered so well. So, for example, my mom happens to be the first child in their family, but because she was a girl, she was not sent to school. They had to send the younger brother to school because more priorities were placed on the male than the female. So they grew up in that format. And it will interest you to know that we have some men that still think like that. If you agree with me, give me a thumb up there. In this 21st century, some men also believe that a woman does not need education. So the lady grows in that kind of environment with a poor self-esteem, not believing in themselves. You see them across interviews. When they sit down, you just find out that they're not composed. They are not put together. They can't articulate words together and describe who they are. It is not their fault. It is not their fault. It's a cultural background. Unlike a young child that was raised in America, see, when you be to the US, you understand. They said an average US person is proud. Why did they say that? It's basically not pride. It is called self-confidence. The way they talk. They say I'm a New Yorker. So they talk with pride. You know why? The environment enables it. The environment provides a platform. The environment gives them that opportunity. Now, if you're in this part of the world and you don't have that, you have to develop it. And that is my point. You have to develop it. You have to build it. You have to be wired. You have to allow it to be wired into your DNA. Nobody, I repeat, wants to do something with anybody that is not. So when you are not composed, it tells somebody that they can't commit things. That's the way people read, and it's psychological. How many of you know that when you are composed and you can articulate your words, even when you are saying rubbish, they listen to you? Yes. That's what the politicians do. Business people, that's what they do. If you're going to pitch, even when you are not, thank you very much, Gloria. You know, some people, they are so confident in saying rubbish, so confident in it. It will take you to be technically skilled for you to do to dissect what they are saying, or else they will bamboozle you, especially when they have the good use of words. When they have, there's a lot of them around us, you know, I don't want to mention them, there's a lot of them. You listen to them and say, at the end of the day, say, what is he saying? But he's been able to sweep you off your feet because he can put himself together. He has the ability to put words together. And another thing about composure is you have the ability to put words together. It's critical. It's critical. Be able to communicate yourself. The second point on your slide is establish strong connection. Have you ever seen someone talking to you? They are disconnected from what they are even telling you. You know what happens? You are not even interested to listen to them. Some people they are so passionate about what they are saying that even if you don't feel like listening, you have no option than to listen to them. You have no option. Live in the moment. Be alive to your environment. So I see a lot of people. It's funny. They are not alive to their environment. And it is not the YDX alone. It is not credit alone. It is not audit alone. It is not IT alone. You have to know beyond your working environment. Be alive. Communicate with confidence. Speak fluently, confidence. Let it radiate you. Wear a smile. It's part of confidence anyway. Wear a smile while talking. You don't put up your face like a dear moody. Some people, you wonder, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed? No. You speak with impact. And again, so this is critical. Speak clearly. Don't use too many grammars that will confuse you. And also leave the person you're talking to, or the audience you're talking to, or your team that you're talking to, or your colleague that you're talking to, say, what is he saying? Some people blow grammar out of proportion. You don't need it. Keep it simple, straight on. And when you're talking, don't go off point. Ensure that you stay on point, on track. For example, if you're making a presentation to your team, you're talking to people in your unit. If it is a particular issue you are addressing, ensure to stay on point. Ensure to stay on point. We'll take it further. So back to our statistics. Or 3 elements of executive presence. There is communication. I have tried to deal with that. You speak clearly. You communicate confidently. You speak with impact. You stay on point. And you are composed while talking. It is critical for you to note all of these things. Very essential. Very, very important. So communication is all of this. Communication is you are composed, yes, you establish strong connection with the people you're talking to, be it one, two, or a group of people. Establish a strong connection. Eye contact is a point of connection. We've been told that severally. Eye contact is a strong point of connection. You live in the moment, you communicate confidence, you speak with impact, you communicate clearly, and you do not go off track. It is important that you do not go off track. So I'll go on gravitas, how you are. Somebody talking to me there. How you are. So I have a bit of, let's discuss this. Top aspect of gravitas, how you act. So the blue color is for male, the pink is for woman. Again, this statistic is from Center for Talent Innovation. Center for Talent Innovation. Top aspect of gravitas, a survey survey was conducted. It said confidence, poise, grace, and under fire. Men, they have 76, women, they have 79. So when I also strongly believe that women work better, women handle stress more than men, better than men. Decisiveness and showing teeth. There's 70-70. Integrity and sticking true to power. Men came with 63%, women came with 64. Emotional intelligence, men 68, women 61. Reputation and standing pedigree, men 57, women 56. Vision and charisma, men 54, women 50. Now, it's important that we look at this.
Hello, sir. Please, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
with this analysis now that you just showed now, if I'm seeing all the percentage and I'm seeing that women are actually leading in some of this story. So if that is it, in this part of the world, we have a lot of men being in the leadership role more than the women. So if the women have this whole, so why is it difficult for it to have a woman lead more than the men?
Okay.
Just a thought.
Oh, not a thought. It's a good question, and I need people to contribute before I say it. We have to contribute. Let's hear Ojuwa Tamilore speak. Let's hear Ruth. It's a good question. I need us to speak. Thank you, Gloria, for bringing up that. So your question is, do you have statistics to back it up that there are more men in leadership roles, or you are looking at Nigeria as a political state? Okay. Gloria, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you, sir.
Okay,
with you.
Feel we have more men in leadership roles. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Than the women. If women are, they have all this possessive attitude like confidence, pearls, and grace, they are able to carry people more along than men. So why do we have men more in the leadership units than the women?
Okay, good question. So I need rules, I need people to contribute before, and I need us to speak with substantial statistical background and everything. I need us to speak. It's a good topic. It's a good question. Let me check this chat box if we have anybody saying something there. Okay. Who is bringing it up?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think it's just generally the work system in Nigeria and Africa where we are now. It's just how things have been. And I think there's even more evolution. Like we're having more women in executive roles these days. And I think Nigeria is taking the job. But I think that why in recent times men have been made leaders and like managers, they've been in executive positions is because it has been seen that they seemingly can perform well in these roles than women. For instance, now if we look at emotional intelligence, women have 61%, men have 68%. I kind of agree because we are more emotional beings. So it means that there will be situations that warrant that as a woman, probably you have to do some certain things that probably women were not living up to that criteria. But now, I think there are more women in executive roles. If we take time to look at it, more organizations are trying to be more inclusive and all.
Thank you, Oluwa Tamilore. Can we hear Ikechukwu or Ruth speak, please? I think Ruth might not be able to speak wherever she is. Ikechukwu said Iki is not about being emotional. Okay? Can you please expatiate so that we can learn from you?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Oh, clearly.
All right. I'm in transit, so I can't be talking much. So I was just responding to the last contribution, saying that women are more emotional. You know, as in giving credence to the fact that women rank higher in emotional intelligence than men. But it's actually showing that men rank higher, except I'm not seeing clearly. I'm not wearing my glasses. But the blue one shows that men are
rank higher.
emotional. Exactly, that's the thing.
Men is 68, women 61.
Okay, fine. So, I thought she was saying that women are more emotionally intelligent than men. And I'm saying, and she said because we are more emotional. And I'm saying emotional intelligence is not about being emotional. It's about, is much more than being emotional. It's a combination of several things. That's just what I wanted to say. But for this data, my own question is, what's in my mind is, what data supports the fact that men are in more leadership position than women? That's just my thinking.
Okay, good one.
Yeah.
So someone, let's read them. We have UC. UC said, I am surprised.
Her name is Uche. Person there is Uche.
Okay, Uche, sorry. Uche said, I am surprised at the statistics for emotional intelligence, shifting more towards the men than being the case. I better understand why men have more leadership roles. That means they are better in managing. Well, not totally correct. But we'll talk more. We'll discuss that now. Okay. Let me hear somebody. Let's hear Ruth. Let's hear Ruth.
Okay, like you said when you started, you said due to cultural background, a lot of women are feeling they don't have the self-confidence to come out. So we all know that in this part of Africa, we've been trained that women should sit in the home and all the rest. So just recently, women are now coming out, women are now presenting themselves. So that's why you see that men are leading more than women. But we are also seeing that the statistic is also changing because more women are coming out and they are presenting leaders. Yeah. So it's true that this statistic might be right, but between the next 5 years, we'll hear different because most women are not embracing their potentials, just seeing that they have a lot to offer more than what they've been doing before.
Absolutely spot on, Ruth. Thank you so much. So let's look at it. When we talk about emotional intelligence, it comprises of a whole lot of things. So what we're talking about feelings. Now, you will see if you went to university, some ladies are first-class students, but their feelings betray them in terms of relationship. How many of you can relate with me? Hello?
Yes, I can relate to that.
Thank you very much. So, emotional intelligence is all encompassing. It's not just one. It's not just because it's just so. For example, I had a lady there's a lady in my department when I was in the university. She had a first class. You know what it means for a lady to have a first class in mathematics? You'll be so shocked of the kind of guy she was dating on campus. You feel me? So when it comes to feelings, at times, women, so that's why they said men are more logical. Men are wired to be logical. Women respond more to their feelings when it comes to emotions. That is why a guy can take a logical decision without adding sentiment. Let's take what is familiar to all of us, the issue of marriage. If a guy wants to marry, he's very logical about it. He's very logical about it. He's asking because of what does this lady do? What is she bringing to the table? But a lady might have a first class working in a place, we go ahead to marry a guy that is a non-entity. because she just feel I love this guy. If you just say I don't know, but you can't. A guy knows the reason why he loves a lady. I'm shaking some tables here, but let's go back to our discussion. So when it comes to academics and all of that, work, so we cannot invariably take their relationship and judge them. So we're talking about in terms of oil and comparison. When it comes to decision making, men are logical, very, very logical. And for you to take an absolute and valid decision, you have to be logical and when you are logical, you're objective. You are looking at it from a clear point of view, no sentiment. No sentiment. No sentiment. You look at raising up a child in our community. If a child is bad, the mother can conceal the guy. A mother can conceal a child wrong, but the father will stand and shout. So I grew up in that kind of environment. I see when my friends make error and their mom is, for example, I'll give you an example. Growing up in a community, a family friend, the guy, when we were in secondary school, he didn't make it to the next class. The man shouted that they should allow the boy to repeat. The woman said no. The woman took the boy to another school. Does it mean the woman is bad? No. I think she's a very hardworking woman, funny enough. Very, very hardworking. As a matter of fact, she's more hardworking than the man. Financially stronger than the man. But when it comes to some certain things that rubs us on their emotions, they tend not to get it right. Are you with me? So that explains that. Now, thank you, Uche. Thank you, Ruth. The times are changing. Women are waking up to the reality. This statistic is 2014. I give you in 2028, 2030, you will see we have women rising up to it. As a matter of fact, it's a threat to a lot of homes. How many of you know that the rate of divorce is so high? The rate of single parenting is so high. Why? Women are becoming financially independent. And it's a major threat to women. Well, that is not our subject for today. Let's leave that. Because they're taking up. So before now, women can't pay their bill. They rely on their husband. The husband pays the children. So they can't do quite a lot of things. But the tides are changing. Women are running SMEs. Women are running startups. Women are running world-class NGO. Women are doing a lot of things. Amazing. Amazing. We see women at the board, executive director, chairmanship position. Women are doing quite a lot. So this and it's a double work for the African guy. Because in Africa it's a man's world, but that narrative is changing. The present day woman is changing that narrative. We have average in a home now. If you look at it on the scale, the woman is earning more than the man, way more than the man. So a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed. And I feel, not that I feel, I know this statistic could be upturned in the next 5 to 6 years. There will be a tweak to it. So that we don't lose focus, the way we act. The way we act. So, it's also important, like I said, this is 2014. When we do it now, there will be a issue. Either it has closed up or it has overtaken. Quite a lot of things have changed in the past 5 years. One thing that, okay, how do you know things have changed? 10 years ago, I don't think there was anything like a social media manager in any organization. But look at it today. Look at it today. The position is even for a top management position because of the information that goes out, what they need to put out to the public and all of that. 10 years ago, there was nothing like that. Nobody, careers change, things are changing. And funny the truth is, a lot of women are doing amazing things, not fair. So, these are the how you act blunders. How you act. Yeah. We should not be caught with these blunders. Lack of integrity. Well, any organization, when you compromise, it is not even a suspension, it's a sack. It's a sack. So if you want to build your career to the top, integrity is a fundamental key. for executive presence. It cannot be underplayed. You can't play it. Integrity is critical. What you say and who you are, they are the same thing. When you say something, people can meet it that way. Excuse me, I need to take water, please. Thank you very much. So, integrity is critical. You should not be found in an organization doing shady things, dropping the balls in regards with the organization reputation. Sexual impropriety. This speaks more to male. More to male. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Flip-flopping, shadow, lightweight, inflated ego, bullying. So, let me talk about bullying before. There are some bosses you don't want to work with. You know, the way some people are wired, when you work with them, when they talk to you, they make you look irrelevant. They make you look useless. They make you look worthless. It's totally wrong. The meaning of team is together everyone achieve much. You don't talk down at people. They are your colleagues. You don't talk down at people. You don't bully people at work. I usually have a boss working with him. If you want to talk to him, you'll be shivering. I find it very, very, this is wrong. He even talks to you to a point that he sends you to your home. Yeah. He talks to you just to like your dad, your parents. So I have this lady that studied in UK for a master's. Publicly, he told the lady, he said, "Are you sure your master's is not a scam?" The lady cried. And we were over 15 people that were there. I can go on and on. So another thing, if you send a mail and there's a blunder, a mistake, maybe if you want to use is and use was, he will highlight it in yellow and send to everybody that was copied in that message, and he will talk to you. Which secondary school did you attend? Yes. Yes. It was difficult working with him. Yes. Very, very difficult. Michael is trying to talk. Hello, Michael. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Michael. Okay. So, and the rate at which people resign in that organization was much. I had to resign to anyway. I had to, because he was getting at me. I wake up and ask myself, and I okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. So, like I was at the point where I was giving examples and all of that, and quite a lot of people were chunking out of the organization and were leaving, and they didn't say anything because the way they talk to people now wasn't quite impressive. They talk to people, they mess people up and all of that. It's just so painful, and quite a lot of us left. Because I can't work in a place where you bully me, you talk to me anyhow, you run down my self-esteem. It's critical to me because I don't do that to people and I don't want it to happen to me. Off color, racially insensitive jokes. This is when some people dress, you don't. So if you're aiming for the top, I think you might want to watch the way you dress. It's critical. It's critical. It's not something you want to turn down or turn low. you have to watch the way you dress. It is important. Let me quickly run to the next. Okay. Okay. This is the verbal coaches filter such as like, and get in the way and undermine your message. You should use it less. Get control of your voice, breath. Broaden your small talk. It is good to over prepare. Less can be more. Expand tall. I just gave these are tips that I just picked out from a book I read and all of that. So let's look at make your language more masculine. Instead of this, use this. How about I tend to agree, I think, maybe, I agree, maybe we can, but what if? And the suggested word we can use to replace this are, I strongly suggest. This is absolutely right, and here is why. My strong advice is, I agree completely because here is my plan. I recommend. These are good words to use. These are good words to use. They help. They help in soft language. They help in soft language. And the person reading your message takes it, receives it with this meekness of heart. Not before somebody reads your message, they are defensive already. No, not good. So we are back on how women address their feelings of isolation by getting in on the meeting before the meeting. This happens a lot. This happens a lot. Before the meeting starts, they have a way of just starting the meeting before the meeting. Ruth, can you identify with what I'm saying? Who are familiar? Huh? Can you identify with what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. We move. So let's look at some of he said, she said. In building executive process, he said, we are afraid of how women will react to criticism. She said, we don't get feedback, even when we ask for it. Another one said, women need to be conscious, concise, and remain on point. She said, we don't like to repackage old ideas or restate the obvious. Women need a stronger point of view. She said, he's saying, it's difficult to get a word in. He is saying, women need to speak informally and off the cuff. So we like to put together presentations. Women get defensive when they are challenged. I want you to talk about these things. The woman is saying we obsess about the meeting for days after it's over. That's true. Women are more emotional than men. It's not emotion, it's passion. So I want us to talk. Is it emotion, passion? Is it that which one again? Women get defensive when they are challenged. I need us to talk. So
Hello, sir. Can I say something?
go ahead, please.
Okay, so for the emotion part, yes, it's actually true that women are more emotional when it comes to something. But also the passion is also a very strong part of every woman. A woman is actually passionate about anything, especially when they are trying to get something. They can be very passionate about it. So at that point, emotion also comes in place. You understand? It comes in place because of the passion they have. And again, because they need something to get done. A man can actually relax and see, okay, this thing will actually get done at when it's together. But a woman wants everything to be done at a certain time and at that time. That's just the two different things about women and men.
Any other contribution? I need more contribution. Thank you so much. Okay, if there are none, let's see top aspect of appearance. Also, Center for Talent Innovation. This is 2014 again. Top aspect of appearance, grooming and polish. We have 38% for men, 35% for women. Physically attractive, toned, fit. We have 16% for men, 19% for women. Sophisticated clothing and flair, dressing for the next job. We have 13% for men, 12% for women. Height, being tall. You have 16% for men, 6% for women. Youthful, vigorous appearance. You have 4% for men, 6% for women. Which of these resonates with you? Which of these? Height, that is clear. You have more men that are taller. Physically attractive, yeah. I agree with that too. Grooming and polish. I think women are doing better. My personal view. This is a survey that was conducted, so I can't contest it. But we're here to just talk. Because I've met some ladies I've interviewed, and that's it. I know. I see one or two, maybe, since I don't have a statistic to back that up anyway. So I need contribution on this slide. I need us to talk to it. I need us to talk to the slide. Who do I have in there? Gloria, I need you to contribute.
Okay, so like you said, for the grooming and polish, I was even surprised when I saw the percentage of men being higher than the women. Because I know women, they can take their time to polish themselves and groom themselves properly most times. Although some men are trying in that aspect too, trying to look more presentable than they have. Then physically attractive. Anyone can be physically attractive, not just the women alone. And the men too can be attractive if they want to be. So that's where I have my contribution. I don't know if any other person say something. Yeah, I think somebody else wants to.
Yeah, let's listen to Joe.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
I've been enjoying this session. In particular, I think this slide is trying to help us appreciate what aspects of our appearance that makes people respect us the most. They said for men, when it comes to grooming and polishing, 38% of the time, men earn the respect of others based on their grooming. While women, 35% of the time, they earn the respect of others because of their grooming. If I compare that down with height, men earn respect because they are tall. People who are tall earn respect and attention. While females who are not so tall, it is not an issue for them. All right. Yeah. But if you now look at the second one where it spoke about physical attraction, tone, and fit, for women, it is higher. A lady who is physically attractive earns more attention and respect than a man who is physically attractive. This then shows to you the importance of the first two at the top for women. And for men, grooming and polishing, and of course, you can't do anything about height. But you can do something about your grooming, your polishing, your sophisticated clothing and flair. Those are the ones that you have full control over. Sometimes you cannot do anything much about your physical attraction. You were born like that. Okay, but I mean, you can do something about your grooming and about your sophisticated clothing. Thank you.
Thank you for that powerful contribution.
No, sorry, sir. Can I say something else?
Go ahead.
Okay, so for the being tall and for as trying to add to what Mr. Joe said. Okay, so I have actually seen some women that are not so tall, but they actually command that presence. You understand? So I've seen statistics have shown that women that are not so tall, they can be very, very what should I put it now? They can be very, very commanding. You understand? Because they feel okay because they are not tall, people can actually look down on them. So they command a lot of presence. So with the way they dress and the way they talk and the way they actually act, you understand? So those three things actually makes them want to fit into the society. And in fact, I have actually seen few of them that when they talk, people actually listen to them.
Wow. Wow, thank you for this. I mean, I love this class. It's just fun. I'm just enjoying myself. Okay. Online image. 78% of professionals first search online for information on a new colleague or a prospective hire. Gloria, I want you to throw light to this. Oluwa Tamilore, what's your view on this? Online image. Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir. Yes, yeah,
okay.
yeah. But I'm trying to crack my head on what's the
Okay, Oluwa Tamilore.
I don't think she's online. Yes.
Can we have Uche, Ruth? IK, can you just type for us so that let's hear your view? I need us to speak. So,
Okay, so like over the years, it has been that we post a lot because a lot of people go and search your profile to know who you really are because they say, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. When we post things online, like when we post a lot of things, when people, organizations or anybody is trying to get to know, they go online, they try to see what we do in 24 hours with our comments, our posts, and everything. That does speaks a lot about us. So sometimes when people are trying to recommend us a certain position and they go online, they see our comment, they see our posts, they see our picture, the things we do. It's kind of discouraging. So that's why when higher, whether career-wise or anything, we are always advised to watch what we post online because whatever we post online always come back to haunt us in the future.
Thank you very much, Ruth. Thank you. It's a global village where we're working now. Nothing is hidden. It is important if we want to maintain an executive presence, we're careful about what we throw online. We're careful about what we respond to. See, don't get involved in something that you know could put into problems. Don't get involved in arguments that are not necessary. Whatever you're going to put online should be something that is educative. And I also advise to add to this. For example, if you ever read anything about Mr. Joel, anything he's posting is on HR. You know why? He's trying to market, he's saying, so they see that what that tells me, if I want to headhunt him, is consistency. And people have a way of analyzing this thing. I can just do a run check of what he has posted in the past 5 years. And I found out that he gets the same thing addressing these different topics in the space at which he works. It's easy for me to approach such a person. It is important, please, as professionals, as executives to be, that we watch what we post online and we're careful about it. I just needed to just drop that, please. So let's quickly run through appearance blunders. Somebody, thank you. I think I have a message on the chat box. Oh, Mr. Joel, can we have it? You have a contribution.
No, I don't. I think it was the previous one.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's quickly run through appearance blunders. Our time is fast spent. I'm going to release you not too long from now. So for men, so we look at the one for men, we have the one for women. So let's do women first so that they won't say I'm not. So appearance blunders for women, bottle blonde, sluggish neck line and too short, skirt flashy, jewelry, breathing and broken nails, too much makeup. Did you see the way I dragged that? Too much makeup. When I sit on panel and I say, see, there should be moderacy in what we do. I personally think, not myself alone, that simplicity is unique. Keep it simple. It's unique. You stand out if you are simple. For example, you can't catch me wearing a pink suit, a yellow suit. You can't catch me wearing it. You can't. I'm a professional. I wear dark colors for the line of what I do. I'm not in the entertainment industry, so I can't wear those colors that, I'm not in the entertainment industry. Maybe if I'm there, I'll wear it. And you can see what on the background, see the suits and the ladies stuff I put at the background. It's important if we're building an executive presence that we pay attention to physically. For men, I'll start from the bottom. Dandruff on shoulders. When you comb your hair on your shoulder, they will not see dandruff there. It's not right. It's not right. Obvious hair pieces dropping. I comb my hair before I wear my clothes. Funny. See, I'm used to this thing, so it's easy for me. Because I know if I comb my hair, it could drop on my shirt. And most of the time, I wear white shirts. I don't wear colored shirts. I wear white and blue. White and blue. Discolored coat seats. Visible piercing tattoos. For a professional, unkept attire. It should not be raw. It should be ironed properly. It should not be rumpled. No. Keep it very simple. Keep it simple. We should avoid all of these blunders. We should, as professionals, work on it deliberately. Be conscious of your appearance. Be deliberate about your appearance. You don't know where you're going to meet. Some people just say, I'm just going to VI now. No, you don't know the business deal you're going to meet. You don't know who is going to see you. Oh, you don't know who you're going to run into. It is important that we do not make these blunders as professionals. What you should do to improve your executive presence. Seek feedback. Richard Branson said something. He said, feedbacks are the breakfast of champions. You should take feedback lightly. Don't get angry when somebody is giving you feedback. Don't be angry. Don't be angry when somebody gives you feedback. And this is the way I put it. You can't see your back. Somebody will have to look at it for you. Whatever they tell you, try and adjust. Whatever they say, try and adjust. It's critical. And when they give you those feedbacks, write them down. What must I do? How do I improve this? Do I need to read this? Do I need to attend a course? Do I need to attend a seminar? Do I need to get a mentor and all of this? And when you are fully applying, please and please ensure you take action towards them. Ensure you take action towards them. And when you do that, please, as you're on your way on that journey, on your way to the top, one thing should be at the back of your mind. Know that it is possible. Know that it is doable. Executive directors don't have two heads. Managing directors are not made from the sky. They are human beings like you and I. They've been able to train themselves or push themselves to be able to get to where they are now. So as individuals, we should also learn the same thing, comport ourselves, train ourselves to a point whereby we are sought after in terms of dressing, the way we communicate, in our appearance, the way we do things, that you will be sought after to a point that nobody, when I said I mean nobody, can contest your competence, your personality, and all of the characters that you have. If we do all of these things, it will be easier. And when you have all of these things and you are not yet there, I think you might need to be patient, and you need, because sometimes, most of the time, we fire when you behave well. For example, I've worked with some people, they still call me till tomorrow. We still say, oh, Bing, I would like you to do this with me. Bing, I would like you to do this with me. Bing, so it is referral. It is good for us. It is good for us. Okay, with this full front of mind, I want to thank you so much for having me on Executive Presence. I wish every one of us the very best in our career and our endeavors. I don't know if you have any question. I'm here to answer your questions. If you have questions, contribution, I'm here to listen to you. I'm here to listen to you. Hello.
Thank you very much for the session, sir. It was
You're
a
welcome.
very interesting session. I'm sure that everyone enjoyed it just as much as I did over here. So we want to welcome questions now from our participants. So if you have any questions, you can type it in the chat box, or you can simply raise your hand or mute your mic and ask the facilitator. We have a few minutes to do that. Any questions from any of our participants? Ruth, Ikechukwu, Tina, Uche. Any questions? Please ask your questions. Okay, Mr. Benga, I think there are questions for you now in the chat box.
Let's look at it. Then how do you manage executive presence fatigue that is getting tired of looking good? And you can't get tired of looking good, though. Yeah, you can't get tired. So I think when you make it a lifestyle, it's easier for you. When you make it a lifestyle, just like your routine, the way you eat, if you make looking good like a lifestyle for you, it will not be a fatigue. You can't be tired of it. It becomes a part of you. You know, and if I ask everybody now, you know one or two people that's the way they are. You know that's the way they are. You can't catch them unprepared. They are just spot on, sharp. I think for me, the solution is let it be a part of your routine, let it be a part of you, and we'll know that is who you are. Okay. Do I have any?
Hello, sir. I have a question, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, so in a part where you have you work in an organization and you have a boss over you, and you actually try to do everything just to be there, trying to improve yourself on the leadership role, and trying to get that um, charisma, like to carry people along at the rest. And you have a boss that thinks that you are not up to the standard, that keep bringing you down whenever you try to do things. And yet you're trying to work on yourself to see how to be better. And you know, in a situation like that, you see some people, they will not be, they have this low self-esteem because they feel, okay, they are not doing enough. Enough. And there are some people that they have this fear that whatever they do next, people can actually say things about them or laugh them because of that. So how do you handle that part where you have someone that is not encouraging you at all?
This is a very, well, I'm going to answer it diplomatically. Number one, I have a philosophy that guides me. I don't say where I'm not appreciated. It's a personal philosophy that guides my life. Now, when it now comes to a point whereby you are losing your self-esteem daily, it is not healthy for you. It is not healthy for you. You might need to seek a counselor or a mentor's advice. Now, it now depends on the kind of role, the kind of job. For example, if you work in a place and it's quite big, you might want to leave that department to another place. Like I said, it depends on the peculiarity of the issue. It depends. Did you hear me?
Yes, I did. So will it be okay for me to change a department or seek for?
Yes. Yes. Because some people, they don't have confidence in themselves. So if you work under them, and the environment will be toxic. That's why it's not healthy for you too. So you might want to change the department to other units. You might want to try that out.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So do we have any more questions for our facilitator? Okay, so in the absence of any further questions, we would like to say a big thank you to our facilitator, Mr. Benga, who has taken some time out of his busy schedule to speak to us on Executive Presence Program. We also like to thank everyone who took time out to join in for the session. Even as we invite you, for the next session that will come up next week. It promises to be a special session. It's about crushing your product launch. So if you have that new product, that old product, because they are not only new products that tend to be launched or relaunched, and are looking for the best possible means to relaunch it, launch it out to the market. It's a special session for you. So you can look forward to that. It's next week, Tuesday. The details will be forwarded to the participants. Also, as an added incentive of having registered for this session, if you remember in the mails, in the broadcast, you'll be given a free 2-week access to our Let's Read platform, which I spoke of earlier. So there are summaries of some of the most decisive books, of modern times, posted on that platform every day of the week. So we'll be added to that platform for the next 2 weeks. After then, you can decide to be a full member of fund subscription for that. So we enjoin you to register for next week's webinar as well. Also promises to be another exciting session like it has been today. So thank you very much, our facilitator, Mr. Benga. Thank you, our participants. I can't begin to name them one by one. Mr. Ikechukwu, Uche was here earlier. I don't think she's still with us. Tina, everyone, thank you very much, and do have a lovely day. See you next time.